Annie, and I've made a salvage book that shows you how to salvage rags and tells you where to look. A is for army hut with felt to keep it dry. Felt is made from salvage rags, so rags we must supply. We rummage in the cupboard, underneath the stair. Salvage is a treasure hunt, there's always treasure there. B is for bandaging, Britain needs her share. We rummage through our wardrobe and give what we can spare. Father's oldest trousers, awful looking bags. Father says they're comfy still, Mother says they're rags. C is for camouflage, hiding men and guns. Strings and rags and sacking are needed now in tons. Try the loft for rubbish, been there long enough. Careful on that ladder, well, he got the stuff. D is for our duty, to give up all we can to the rag collector when he brings round his van. Now we've hunted through the house, searched on every floor. Just another little thing to help to win the war.
Ah, naughty, naughty. Don't chuck it away, it's useful.
But,
An old tie like that will make the lining inside a bomber. Why, there's a perfectly good collar.
perfectly good? Why, it's got an edge like a razor.
Thank you. We'll make that into maps, charts for the Navy, instruction sheets. Good morning.
Well, oh, all right, if you say so.
No. Come. You mustn't throw away old dusters. They can be made into gun wadding, or maps for tanks or bomber crews. Any old string oddments, sheets, pillar slips, overalls. No, don't forget. Good morning.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh. Ah, lovely stockings. Just the very thing.
Lovely stockings. Look at those leathers.
They'll make lovely flock. The stuff they use to pack delicate instruments in. Now, if you have any old frocks, swimsuits, babies wear.
No.
No? Just put them all into salvage. There's a good girl, I hope. Now, don't forget, there's practically nothing you can't use for turning into something useful these days. These are old tablecloths, underwears, ties, collars, socks. Everything's useful. So remember, be patriotic. Like me.
Now you're starting spring cleaning, you'll find lots of things like this. This old calendar from the grocer, for instance, can easily be spared. And just look what's in this dresser drawer. Would you believe it? You've never even spoken to your nephew Tom since he sent you that dreadful postcard. Rover's old favorite bone will make grand salvage, and even the small ones, which often find their way into the ash bin, are all valuable. A pattern book and a 1938 timetable hiding in the bookcase. These old Breton magazines and music are useless for anything but salvage, and here's more to swell the pile. Another likely spot. Enough old wallpaper to make simply thousands of cartridge wads. Come along, line up with the rest. We know a woman's work is never done, but salvage is a real help to the war effort. So please have another look for salvage. Salvage is important. Keep it up.
Every 20 minutes, a child is taken ill with diphtheria. Every 3 hours, a child dies from diphtheria. Mother, do you realize what an unprotected child will suffer if diphtheria strikes? Diphtheria germs enter the mouth and nose here. They produce ulcers and sores. From this point, a deadly poison spreads to the central nervous system, to the kidneys, and the heart. Once the disease has reached this stage, the child is sure to die. But when the child has been immunized, his body is armed with a strong protective force. Before the diphtheria germs can make their poison, they are attacked, overwhelmed, and destroyed by this force. The protective power of immunization defeats diphtheria. Mother, have you forgotten to protect your child?
Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds. No, no, this is too much.
This is nothing. It's going to get much worse than this.
Hock shot, bag shot, hook 'em, cook 'em. Bradford, Bristol, Manchester, Ipswich, Colchester. Oh, what a nightmare.
Come along, dear. Wake up. Here's your tea, but you'd better hurry, or you'll be late for the sorting office.
Oh, what a nightmare. What a night. This sort of thing wouldn't happen if only you'd post early for Christmas.
This is my rich old Aunt Agatha, of whom I once had great expectations. This is the pincushion I bought her for Christmas. And this is me, a fortnight before Christmas, packing the pincushion. This is me the same evening. This is me a few days later, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. This is me remembering too late to post my rich old Aunt Agatha's pincushion. And this is Auntie on Christmas Day. And this is her pincushion on Christmas Day. This is Auntie soon after. And this is my cousin Ermintrude. She now has the expectations.
Be warned by this tragedy. Post early for Christmas.
Hello? Hello? Operator? Will you give me the general public, please? Thank you. General public? Oh, could I speak to the women and girls?
Hello?
Women and girls? Look, I want some of you to be post office telephonists. Telephonists? No. Telephone operators. Phone. No, I'll spell it. P for previous experience unnecessary, and for proper and progressive pay. H for holidays with pay. O for office, general post office. N for necessary job, and new girls needed now. E for ever so important. It really is important. The telephone service depends on you. That's why we want you to be an operator.
When we see a hospital, we're inclined to think of the work done by nurses, doctors, and surgeons. But they are, in effect, only part of one big team working all over the hospital. In the kitchens, for instance, other members of the team play their part in the work they have to do. A hospital depends on this as much as on this. And this job needs doing just as much as this. Unless the team is complete with its domestic workers, it cannot function efficiently. Without their support, hospitals could not carry on. Already wards have had to be closed for lack of domestic help. Patients are waiting to come in, but unfortunately the matron has no alternative.
No, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Here, then, is an opportunity to give real service where help is urgently needed. For those who are not accustomed to the work, special training courses are provided.
This is really important work, and a job you can be proud of doing. Please come and help us.
My name is Jane. I have lots of friends now. This is Mary. She has an important secretarial job. And Joan, well, she always wanted to drive a car. Mabel loves cooking and does it well. Anne here prefers a technical job, while Sue and Pat like to be out of doors. It's a happy life, with plenty of recreation. we keep fit all the year round. It could be you. In the new uniform.
Why not? You'll be proud to serve in the Women's Royal Army Corps.